Hi, my name is Cian Corbett, student number 1155039997, and this is my assignment for EC1108. It's based on a previous assignment in semester 1 for Dr. Robbie Butler, which was based on why did crime rates fall across America during the 1990s. The fall in crime rates occurred during the 1990s and was very unanticipated, and there didn't seem to be any single reason as to why this had occurred. So it was originally put down to innovative policing strategies and harsher prison sentencing. As it turns out, this wasn't the case. 20 years previously, the legalization of abortion in America had allowed mothers of unwanted children to terminate their abortions, which in turn reduced the amount of crime in the future, as there are yet less young adults who resort to crime as they're brought up in unwanted homes. The first economic activity that I'm going to talk about is cost-benefit analysis. Cost-benefit analysis is the quantification of total social costs and benefits of a policy or project, usually in monetary terms. In relation to harsh prison sentencing, there was a much higher cost-benefit when considering the consequences. When this occurred, people became aware that there was a lower tolerance and leniency towards prison sentencing, so people were less inclined to resort to crime. So there was a direct correlation between the harsher prison sentencing and the lower criminal activity. Similarly, there was an influx in the number of people who served jail sentences, which led to a heavy reliance on prisons. From 1980 to 2000, the amount of people in prisons increased 15-fold. With this, there were both positive and negative impacts. There was the sheer cost of keeping the inmates in prison over this time, as over the course of a year it cost $25,000 to keep a person in prison. But with the augmented reliance on prisons, it meant that there was less criminals on the streets, so less criminal activity occurred over this time. The next economic activity is trade-offs. A trade-off is a case of having to give one thing to get another. In this case, the cost of initial investment required to set up the abortions at low cost meant that the money could have been spent elsewhere but wasn't, so that other areas such as healthcare and education were missing out. What is more, this decision had unintended consequences of lowering the crime rate for future generations, with less unwanted children being born. The benefits that were received turned out much more far-reached than originally hoped, with the rewards still being felt 20 years after the initial implementation of this strategy. The quality of life of the entire society had been improved, and the society as a whole was now living in a more safer environment than it was a few years earlier. And the final economic activity is incentives. An incentive is defined as being rewards or penalties designed to induce one set of economic agents to act in such a way as to produce results that another economic agent wants. During the 1960s in America, the leniency of criminal sentences reduced greatly, meaning there was a spike in the amount of crimes that were committed. With the knowledge of this, the leniency in the judiciary system, there was more crime being committed. To try and reduce this amount, it was decided to implement harsher penalties on criminal activity, which in turn reduced crime. The overall impact was that crime and criminal activities fell in the immediate future, and this deterrence made society a safer place as a whole. The introduction of more strict criminal sentencing played a vital role in the reduction of crime during America during the 1990s. And these are just resources I used from my previous assignment and the Oxford Economics Dictionary. And the conclusion was that there was a lot of reasons why crime fell during the 1990s in the United States: innovative police strategies, harsher prison sentences, and so on. But the single biggest reason was the legalization of abortion in 1973. In 1970, when I was first passed in New York, this unintentionally meant that America would become a safe place in the future, as less unwanted children were born into poor homes and turned to crime in the future as a result. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you Monday.